Scottie Scheffler has been the voice of reason in a sport torn apart by controversy. The world number one, the man who has won 4 major championships and dominated the PGA Tour for years, has finally broken his silence on the sweeping changes that will reshape professional golf starting in 2028. And what he said has stunned the golf world. The PGA Tour is on the brink of its most radical transformation in history. Starting in 2028, the tour will split into 2 tiers, a top-level championship series and a second challenger series, with a formal promotion and relegation system built around meritocracy and consistent head-to-head competition. The championship series will feature fields of approximately 120 players, the reintroduction of a 36-hole cut to the top 65 in ties for regular season events, and a structure designed to create scarcity, simplicity, and parity. The Challenger Series will be the proving ground, where players can earn promotion by winning multiple events, finishing in the top 20, or winning a major. The top 90 players in the season-long standings will retain their status year-to-year, reducing the number of full tour cards from 100. But the changes have sparked fierce debate. Rory McIlroy has warned that the new system threatens historic events like the Canadian Open and Scottish Open, which could be relegated to second-tier status. I don't know how that fits into the Track 1 and Track 2 and all that stuff. McIlroy said, "We got to be careful with that, because then these national opens lose the fabric of what they are." Now, Scottie Scheffler has weighed in, and his response is not what anyone expected. When reporters asked Scheffler how the Genesis Scottish Open fits into the PGA Tour's 2-tier structure and whether the event itself needs to change, the world number one didn't hold back. "I wouldn't say it needs to change, no. I think it needs to work within the new schedule that they are setting up," Scheffler said. "This is a tournament. Like you see, the field is great. It's an important one that we keep in the championship series, just because you get so many guys that come over here and play the week before." Scheffler praised the course at the Renaissance Club and credited the people who run the event for taking care of players every year. He believes the Scottish Open is a pivotal step to prepare for the Open Championship, and that its place in the top tier should be secure. But he also raised a deeper concern about the new structure. "Golf is so difficult to rank players when they're not playing together all the time," Scheffler said. "That was something we ran into a lot during junior golf and amateur golf. It's very tough to rank who played better when you're not playing against each other each week." The world number one is warning that the new system could make it harder to determine who is truly the best player in the world. Despite his concerns about the Scottish Open, Scheffler has been broadly supportive of the new model. He believes the tour is heading in the right direction and that the changes will create increased fan interest. "I'm excited about it," Scheffler said. "I think the competition will get better. Play good golf courses against the best players in the world. I mean, for a player, I don't think you could really ask for much more." Scheffler specifically praised 2 core components of the new model: increased fields to an average size of 120 players and the reintroduction of a 36-hole cut to the top 65 in ties for regular season events. Getting fields back to 120-man fields, getting a cut back, I think it's good changes, Scheffler said. "I think when you look at larger fields, it will be much harder to win tournaments. It will be different than the old days on tour, where you could win a tournament where there wasn't many of the top players playing. When you win one of those PGA Tour Championship Series tournaments, they will have some serious significance to it, because you will have beaten pretty much all of the best players in the world in order to do it." The world number one is endorsing the tour's vision for the future, but with an important caveat. Scheffler has also been a vocal critic of the FedEx Cup playoffs, calling the current format silly. His complaint? A player can dominate the regular season and still lose the season-long race in a single tournament. "I think it's silly. You can't call a season-long race and have it come down to one tournament," Scheffler said last year. "You can have somebody who has had not their best year, and then all of a sudden he turns it into what could be his best year, or one of his best years on tour, Scheffler said. I would use Keegan Bradley as a great example of what the playoffs are. Despite his frustration, Scheffler acknowledged the complexity of the problem. He admitted that under a different format, someone could have the FedEx Cup all wrapped up before the Tour Championship. That's not good, either, he said. It would be great for me, but those aren't the rules. The man who has dominated the regular season for years is still fighting for a fairer system. Scheffler has also weighed in on another controversial change, the golf ball rollback. The new rule, which will reduce distance for professional golfers, is scheduled to take effect in 2028. I think that I agree with some of the principles behind the golf ball rollback, Scheffler said. He pointed to how power and hitting the ball high has become so important in the game. Outside of Russell Henley, you pretty much hit the ball high, and you hit it far. But Scheffler warned that the rollback could create new problems. When you start moving it back only 8 yards, not only does it disproportionately affect certain players, where you have some guys who it won't affect at all, and some guys where it will affect 15 to 20 yards, I think creates some issues within our game when you start changing the rules, he said. Scheffler suggested that the real solution to the distance problem lies in course design, not equipment changes. Golf is the easiest game in the world to make hard. Like if you just make the area small to have a guy to hit the ball into, he's going to try and learn how to control it. The world number one is questioning whether the governing bodies have found the right solution to the distance problem. Scottie Scheffler has called out the PGA Tour changes, and the golf world is stunned. He has supported the new two-tier system while warning about the future of historic events like the Scottish Open. He has called the FedEx Cup format silly, while acknowledging the complexity of the problem. And he has questioned whether the golf ball rollback is the right solution to the distance problem. The questions now are impossible to ignore. Will Scheffler's concerns about the Scottish Open be addressed? Will the new two-tier system make the tour more or less competitive? And what does Scheffler's leadership say about the future of professional golf? One thing is certain. The man who has been the voice of reason in a sport torn apart by controversy is now leading the charge for change. And the golf world will be watching every move.